Hey everybody, this is TJR, and this is a follow-up video to the last two videos that I made regarding the Barnes & Noble 50% off vinyl sale. And last night I did go to the remaining Barnes & Noble that I had not yet visited within my area. This was in the far end of Orange County, the far south end, Fashion Island Mall. And yes, I did find a couple things that I picked up. But more importantly, I wanted to take this opportunity to just share a few things I learned and also answer some of the comments I've received on the last two videos that I made. So let's get to it here. A couple of you have mentioned that you have heard that the sale is going on until April. Now, interestingly enough, when I was at the Fashion Island Barnes & Noble, while I was checking out, I spoke to one of the clerks and I asked him, how long will this sale go on? And he said, let me check for you. He walked away, he came back, and he said, it will be going on until February 2nd, after which the discounted amount will change by 25%. Now, at the time he said this, I didn't say, will it go down an extra 25% or will it go up an extra 25%? So in other words, will they just resume the sale from February on at 25% off, or will they resume it at 75% off? I, at the time, thought he meant 75, but then I thought, I should have clarified that with him. I'm not 100% certain, so my bad. If you get a chance to talk to a clerk about that, you might want to bring that question up. I would assume that since this sale clearly has to be dealing with overstock, that they mean to take what hasn't sold by that time and move it to an extra 75. In other words, an extra 25. In other words, make it 75% off. And while I'm still on the topic of in-store conversations with a sales associate, I should also bring up a comment here that came from Chris Hobson. And he wrote in regards to this sale, starting to see the end of vinyl. Now, he didn't put a question mark saying, is this the end of vinyl? Asking this. It feels like he's saying that he does see this sale as sort of an early warning signal that vinyl is coming to an end within, the culture. Everything I've read regarding where vinyl sales are say otherwise. Here in the U.S., out in the U.K., and other parts of the world, vinyl sales are, if nothing else, holding steady if they're not growing. So I don't think this is this sale, I should say, is like a harbinger of doom and gloom, that it means that vinyl is coming to an end. Now, it could mean, I thought to myself, and I thought this when the sale first happened, that perhaps Barnes & Noble is thinking about getting out of selling vinyl, that it's not profitable for enough of them, so they're going to start liquidating, a lot of stock. I did ask the sales associate that I spoke with that night about that as well. And he said, no, I don't really think we are. This kind of sounds believable to me because while a large section of titles are on sale, an equally large selection of titles are not on sale. Also, all of the associates I've spoken with have all said to me that the sale is based on the stock that store has. And that's why at one store, you'll find certain albums on sale, but you won't find them on sale at another store. This now brings me to a little conversation that I had with a viewer here. He goes by BBG11, and he says, PSA about this sale. Was in Barnes & Noble today and struck up a conversation with an employee. The sale is going on through February 2nd. Best part is they will order any 50% off LPs and ship them directly to your house. There are a few albums that I saw in one of these haul videos but didn't have in store, and within minutes she had them ordered for me. So this is interesting. And by the way, BVG11, initially I misunderstood your question with my response. I thought you said you could order them online. I'm not sure why I thought that. In store, online, I don't know. Maybe I hadn't slept enough, or maybe it was late. But anyways, afterwards you said, yes, that you confirmed that this was in store. And you wrote here, I was actually interested in the Beck albums from watching your video, and she was able to, she meaning the clerk, have them shipped from what I'm guessing other stores' inventory. Okay, from another store's inventory. From observing, it looks like if you give them an artist, they can pull up the whole discography and pick out the albums that are 50% off. So this is really interesting. The idea that you could walk into the store and say, hey, do you have this artist? Do you have that artist? especially if you've seen it in one store but not in another, or you've seen it in someone's video. So that's an interesting thing. I am going to go to a store, and there's one particular title that I'm curious about that I'm going to ask about. Who knows? In the last video, I mentioned that my partner picked up 3 different Peter Gabriel albums on vinyl, and how I had never really gotten past Peter Gabriel's hits in my lifetime, but now that these records were in the household, I was thinking that I would finally start diving into the Peter Gabriel catalog. A number of you wrote comments of encouragement, in fact, a quite large number of you did, and I just want to say, everybody, thank you for that encouragement, and this makes me more interested than ever in checking out Peter Gabriel's solo work. Rick Durkin writes, "Hey TJR, Garland, Texas Barnes & Noble is participating, however, not the same discs. All Beck and U2 are full price. Did get part of the light clear vinyl by Ray LaMontagne. One question, many discs are made in Czech Republic. Any concerns?" I had noticed that too, especially on a lot of the Elton John titles that they had there that were on sale. So I did a little online research. What I was able to find out is that apparently these discs made in the Czech Republic are made from a very long-standing factory that has been making records since the days of vinyl. They never went out of business, and apparently from what I've read, they do really good work, although I've never listened to one of these, so I can only go by what I have found out so far. If you do pick up one of these and decide to listen to it, let us know how it sounds. In fact, anybody else out there, if you've picked up any discs from the sale and the sticker says made in Czech Republic, please let us know in the comments about the audio quality. We also have an email here. This is from Brent G. And he writes, "You poor man. What insensitive bastard forced that Kiss album on you? I'm sure you'll break loose from that abuse and have it destroyed." No pun intended. Well, Brent G., thank you so much for your concern. I really do appreciate it. Reading your comment has made me realize that I need to do an in-depth track-by-track analysis of Kiss's Destroyer album, possibly their best album ever. And I think I need to do it soon. Okay, with that out of the way, I think I will go ahead and talk to you about what I picked up. It's just 2 titles here. The first one here, Robert Plant, Carry Fire. Now, as you can see, I've already opened this here. I just wanted to take a look inside earlier today, but I haven't had a chance to play it. I will be doing that soon. I'll be digitizing it soon. I have a lot of interest in Robert Plant's solo work. I'm a big fan of his solo work, to be honest. And I've got all the albums. But when I heard this one on CD, I have to admit I wasn't that into it. I kind of got bored by it. And I wondered if perhaps it might have been the fact that maybe that album was a victim of the loudness wars. So I looked up the album on the Dynamic Range database online, which, by the way, is a great database that you should take advantage of, and found out that there was, in fact, a big difference from the CD to the vinyl version. At least that's what the chart says. So I'll be giving this the test with my ears, and I'll see what I think about that. But anyways, excited to see if I will maybe possibly like this one a whole lot better. I know there was another Robert Plant release that was mastered for CD very poorly and then got reissued not long after that with a new remastering, and the difference was night and day. That CD version sounded great. Anyway, so looking forward to this. And then next here we have the Eagles Desperado. Haven't opened this one yet, as you can see. Now, this particular album, I have to admit, I've never heard it before. The Eagles, I only have 2 of their albums. I have, of course, Hotel California. I also have One of These Nights. But those are the only 2 albums that I own by them, and the only 2 albums I've listened to in their entirety. And I have been, of course, thinking that, yeah, definitely the Eagles is a group that I should listen to their entire catalog, and give it a good examination and see what maybe I might be missing. I obviously haven't gotten to all the vinyl records that I've been picking up over the last couple weeks. This is going to take a little time to digest, but definitely we'll be getting to everything. Definitely looking forward to listening to everything. Anyways, though, so that's what I picked up. Have you heard anything new, anything you might want to add to news and information about this? Please let us all know. In closing, I just want to say this has been a lot of fun sharing this experience, because it's like we're all on this scavenger hunt together. We've each got our treasures that we're looking for, and let's see who gets to find their treasures. And so just been a lot of fun. Thanks so much for watching. Looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Take care. Bye-bye.